what do you feel like the strong areas of your game have been this season?
The strongest areas of my game this season is, definitely on the defensive side. That's been like one of the main strong things that I think I've developed over the course of the year. And my playmaking ability has been like my second strong suit. But I feel like I'm playing a whole different game. I'm playing, a more controlled game. I'm playing, more the quarterback that K-State needs.
What kind of adjustments have you made from the way you played at Arkansas Little Rock?
Just adjustment off the ball, playing off the ball, and getting other guys involved. Back in Little Rock, I was the man. I was the show. I was capable of taking pretty much any shot I want, and they were going in at an efficient rate because that freedom that I had. But my role on K-State is different. This year is different. We have a lot of new guys. We have a ton of more talent. So I think that's where my game has, adjusted and has been evolving.
And it appears your three-point shooting percentage is lower than what it's been in your previous seasons. Can you, excuse me, identify what one thing that's been your biggest struggle in that area?
I've been trying to figure that out over the course of the year. It's definitely my lowest of the lowest and in terms of shooting the ball. But when you're giving your all on defense, when you're doing so many other things, other aspects or other attributes could take a decline or take a back seat to that. But I'm staying confident in my jump shot. I've put in a ton of work. I've been putting in more work than I've ever been putting in because of how low I've been shooting the ball. So I just say the biggest thing that I think is the reason for shooting the ball so low is probably I'm giving my all on defense.
And what's the biggest area that the team needs to shore up for us as team-wide?
I feel like we need every single guy on this roster, to step up in a big way, even if that's giving it all for 3 minutes or 11 minutes. Everybody has to step up. Everybody has to contribute to us winning because this league is tough. You got Baylor, you got Texas Tech, you got all these guys who are more experienced and who's been playing together, but they are all contributing in a big way. So if we could get guys like myself shooting the ball, Ishmael, Casey, contributing, D. Brad, I think we would be very good in the end.
Thank you, Markquis.
Next question to Kellis.
Yeah, Markquis, good to see you. Thinking back to the last game, when you picked up that fourth foul right after you initially got the third, how much do you wish you had that play back?
I definitely wish I got that play back because I know how important my team needs me and how big of an impact I have on the game. I should have noticed that the refs were calling it lightly on us and that we couldn't be as physical as we wanted to be, but that's just me. I have to mature. I have to realize, time and situation and, how important I am to my team. And when I picked up the fourth one, I kind of knew that, the game was pretty much, like not in our favor because I wasn't really out there. But, we have the Big 12 tournament. We have multiple games ahead of us. We're just trying to stay level-headed and keep maturing and keep elevating.
Delicate is that balance for a player like you who obviously likes to play aggressive, likes to push the needle, to play that way and still avoid foul trouble?
It's very hard, because that's how I play. I play aggressive. I play with energy. The Big 12 is known for being physical. So when you play like that for 3 to 4 games and then on that fifth game, they call, a hand check or something, it just throws off your momentum. It throws off, your intensity, because you have to be aware of, foul trouble and how the refs are calling it. So, it's just I have to do my part with knowing how the refs are calling it, and just be smarter, being a better leader.
And you could go a lot of ways with this one, but I want to see what your opinion is. After playing with Nigel Pack here for 20-something games, what impresses you most about him? What does he do best?
I mean, I think the whole country knows what he does best, but he shoots the ball at a great rate, efficient rate. He's a great competitor. He doesn't really talk much, but he's a really, really fierce competitor, and he loves to win. So, just having a point guard like that in the backcourt is great. I know that whenever we're in a fight, I could count on him. I could count on my brother, to fight and battle with me.
Well, thanks, Markquis.
Next question to Grant.
What's up, Keith? I want to ask you, followed to Kellis's question, sorry. The smallest backcourt in the country. Like, how does that make you feel? I know, you've always had that chip on your shoulder, but to have Nigel, also a shorter guard, and to be considered, it's a fact that you're the shortest backcourt in the country, and you guys still, produce. How much does that, keep that chip on your shoulder?
Every day, every game we come out there, we try to give it our all. We know that, we are lacking size, but we are not lacking heart. And that's the thing, coach and, a pastor talk about is, leading with your heart and giving it your all. And whenever we go out there, leave it all on the floor, I feel like the game is in our favor, because, we have one of the best shooters in the country. And then you have a leader and somebody who could score off the dribble and, contribute for, his teammates on the other side. So I feel like the chip is going to always be there for us, because we know that teams are hunting for us. Teams are, trying to post us up. So we can't give them an easy task of doing that. And the only way we do that is by giving our all and being aggressive.
And then, last few games, you won a couple and then lost this last one without Selton Miguel. I mean, what does he do for your team when he is out there, especially on that defensive end?
Selton is a great, teammate to have. That's for starters. But when he's out there, he give us, a different dynamic on a defensive end, because he can really guard your best player. And on the offensive end, he give us, that downhill attack aggression that, we need. So when he gets back full and healthy, I like our chances going into, the Big 12 tournament. As long as my team continue to keep getting better, keep believing, I think we'll be fine.
So you have 6 Big 12 games where you scored double figures and 3 where you haven't. But what do those teams, do to slow you down like Baylor did a couple nights ago?
No discredit to, any of the teams. Every team in the Big 12 is great. The Big 12 is about defense and, strategy and how you can stop, the head of the snake. But I feel like, sometimes, I stop myself because of how I'm trying to control the game, how I'm trying to get others involved, and, it eliminates my aggression. So I just say that I'm just continuing to keep growing and keep seeing, what these different teams schemes are for me. And, I watch a ton of film, so I'm still adjusting. I'm still adjusting to, the way we play. I'm still adjusting to, the style of our offense. And, one of these days is going to click, and one of these days, we're going to be very good, and we're going to, be one of the top teams.
The backcourt's been playing good all season long. And, at least a couple guys in the backcourt each game are balling. But the front court hasn't been pulling their weight as much. I mean, what is your take on the lack of production from the front court?
I believe in my front court. I see them working in practice. I see them putting in the work. But it's all on them. It's all about how they believe and how they view themselves, and how much passion they bring each and every day to the game. So if they can just translate what they're doing in practice to the game, you'll see a totally different front court. And I just try to give them advice on just staying hungry, staying passionate. Let all the outside noise fuel you. Do something, do whatever it takes to bring the best out of you. And I feel like they're coming around and coming along, and I'm starting to see that aggression more and more each and every day.
And then last one I got for you, on social media and just talking to you a few times, you seem like a positive person. And, Bruce Weber always talks about how he wants to keep that positivity in the locker room. So how much does that help, having a coach that also wants to keep that positive mindset for someone like you that likes to, keep moving forward, keep pushing forward and enlightening your teammates instead of, putting them down?
It's big time. Like I said before, I was in a situation at my old school that it was just like a totally different atmosphere. And whenever you stay positive, whenever you keep a level head, good things always happen to you, and that's what he consistently speaks about. And he continues to talk about, just battling with your brother, fighting, having that passion, leaving your heart out there. And he tells us, like, after the game, the fans should say, those guys came with some passion. Those guys really left it on the floor. And I think that's what, our guys try to do each and every day. And, yeah, we fall short sometimes. That could be because of experience, not being able to play with each other for, that much of time, for a year. But as long as we play with passion and leave it all out on the floor, we have no complaints from the coaching staff. And internally for ourselves, we feel better.
Thank you, Markquis.
Go ahead, Wyatt.
Markquis, good morning. I've got a couple of questions for you. One, what have you been told by your teammates that have been through this before and going to Hilton Coliseum? It's a very difficult place to play. What do they tell you about it?
They just told me that it's gonna be a tough atmosphere, a tough crowd. We play in a very tough team, so you got to bring your A game. You got to come and attack first. The teams that win in the Big 12 is the teams that attack first and attack for 40 minutes. So our focusness and practice today is going to be at an all-time high, and we're going to just keep grinding and keep learning. Hopefully, when we go up there, we could get a W and continue to keep building on this momentum.
The other question is concerning their point guard, Tyrese Hunter, who's a freshman. You've, I'm sure, watched some film here in the last couple of days. What impresses you about what he's doing numbers-wise?
He's a great player. He's a player that, understands the game, who has a high motor, who tries to do everything in his power to win. And that's pretty much every guard in the Big 12. So, he's a freshman. He's going to continue to keep learning, continue to keep growing. But when we go to Iowa State, it's all about K-State. It's all about the guys, getting a win. And whoever's in front of us, we're going to have to, compete and do whatever it takes to win.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
Next question to Landon.
Hey, Markquis, you've been pretty active on social media trying to speak into existence, you making it to the next level. And I'd kind of like to know where that dream started and how you expect that journey to go.
The dream started when I was a little kid, just watching my brother, watching basketball games, on TV. I always had a dream of making it to the NBA and making it, being an all-star. Sometimes it keep me up at night, just thinking and dreaming and visualizing, myself there. I'm a big guy on manifestation, so, I read books and do things to, make that come to life. So, yeah, it's just, a dream that, I'm just, trying to speak into existence. I'm doing my part with working hard and, the other half is manifestation and believing and, believing in God.
Well, that's really cool to hear. The other thing is that you've really accepted the role of the heart over height. It's your pinned tweet on Twitter, and you see people bring signs to the game. It's fun. But when did you accept that role that I'm not a huge guy, but I can play with this passion that people can see and love?
I was always short, man, since the beginning, but it started really in high school when, I was probably the shortest guy on my team and on the court at the time, and I just brought the passion and hunger and grit each and every day. And, people used to tell me, man, heart of a height, man, you got some heart, kid. And I would just laugh and, it just, it made me feel good that knowing that you could be the shortest guy on your team, but, at the end of the day, the fans know who gives their heart, who gives, the most passion. That's what I try to do out there. I just try to give them my all. And at the end of the day, win, lose, or draw, if I give them my all, that's what I can live with.
Awesome. Thank you, Markquis.
Next question to D. Scott.
Hey, Markquis, how you doing today?
I'm good, my guy. How are you?
Good. Now that it's here, just give me a sense for your mindset. What's this experience been like going through the grinding Big 12?
It's been, it's been a long road, and it's been a great one, because you learn it each and every day. Every day I wake up, I have a purpose, and the purpose is to get better, to figure out how my team can win and do whatever it takes to win. So, this Big 12 is really everything everybody talks about. It's a hard-nosed, tough, competitive league, and you got to bring your A game, and you got to be a professional in this league, and that's what I try to pride myself on.
When you talk about A game, your assist game is really strong. Can you walk me through the art of the assist? How does that happen?
Film, just knowing where the guy's gonna be at. I have a great feel of the game, so I'm pretty much trying to stay aggressive and get my teammates involved, because that's what a point guard is supposed to do. The point guard is supposed to take ownership of his mistakes, lead the team, play with the most heart, will his way in to win. So I just feel like the assist just comes from, knowing my teammates, knowing, what spot or how they like the ball. It's just a learning process. That's not even the strongest part of my game. I don't even think K-State know what I'm capable of doing. But, once I start shooting the ball, at an efficient rate, that's when my game is going to start coming all together.
And as a follow-up to that, you're not just making assists, but you're pretty creative in creating assists and getting your teammates the ball. Is that a little bit of New York in you?
For sure, man. Growing up, New York guards make, the flashiest passes. They try to add some type of flair to the assist. And, playing up in the playground, I used to make no-look passes every day. So it just kind of stood with me.
Thanks so much, man. Good luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Next question to Michael.
And Markquis, was there a connection to K-State that you had before you transferred, or what brought that about?
Yeah, it was definitely a connection with Shane Southwell, because he's a New York native. I've known him since I was a little kid. The first time I actually saw Coach Shane was in a gym. I was working out and he was there. He was done working out, and I never even thought about him being my coach one day. But just how relationships work and how being a good person, always matters. 10 years later, I was, at K-State with him. So, yeah.
So you're around 8 years
I'm sorry, he broke up. I can't really hear.
Over so when what age was that?
Michael, we might try that question again. I think it was breaking up. At least it was breaking up for me. Sorry.
Yeah. Age were you at when you met Shane, Markquis?
What age?
Yes.
That's a long. I was probably like 10, 11 years old, around that age. I just was a kid with passion who always wanted to stay in the gym and get better. So, just being around older guys and being around, the older generation of, great players, I seen what it took, to be great, or I seen what it took to, be at that level. And I just hunt for that feeling of one day just saying, man, I did a great job. I made history. I said, I did what I said I was going to do. And, I conquered that.
In what ways has the move met or exceeded your expectations?
So, can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
In what ways did the transfer meet or exceed your expectations to K-State?
It met my expectations, being around a great coaching staff. I knew there was a great coaching staff who wanted to win, who had the passion to win. I knew we had a ton of great talent, in Nigel Pack, Mark Smith, and, Ish. So in those ways, I felt like it met it. But, we didn't exceed anything yet. We are not even, 50% of what K-State men's basketball could be. We are still growing, still, learning. Thank God we have, a ton of talent that is young, like Nigel Pack, even Bradford, Ishmael. So, those guys have an opportunity to play again next year, and myself. So I just feel like it's a process, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint.
Can you put your finger on where has fallen short in the
It was breaking up. I apologize. Can you repeat that?
That's all right. Can you put your finger on you guys have fallen short when you've gotten beat?
It's the lack of awareness, the lack of experience at this level and playing together. That's really much it comes down to, knowing how to win those games, knowing what we can do and tweak at those moments, to finish out. We've been competing with the top teams, for this whole season, but we just haven't figured out what we can do to, get over that hump and win just yet.
And what's the one thing from Nigel Pack's work ethic that you mentioned earlier that you've tried to maybe embrace in your own game or that you really admire?
Nigel Pack is a quiet assassin, man. He doesn't talk much. You don't even really notice he's in a gym until, you're looking around, you're like, where's Nigel at? And he's right there. So Nigel is, a great teammate. He's quiet. He's a professional. He gets his work done and, he's in and out, man. And I love playing with a guy like that because we match each other so perfectly. I'm the one that talks all day and I talk to him because I know he don't want to talk. So, I just try to, pick his brain and see what we can do to, win some more games.